the different backs here when we put Salpetre back there and when we put Merrill back there or when we put Bockelman back here. Yeah, the producer's going to kill you.
I formation, split left. Hand off to Gabe Merrill up the middle. Gabe's quick burst, extra effort on that for an 11-yard gain. That's 3 first downs in a row.
Maybe the wake-up call got answered. Now, this looks like the Castle team we've been watching the last couple of days. We're getting Ben Sturt and Patrick Mays and Hurt and Elmer and McLean off the line now, opening up some nice holes and some tough running here.
Well, and the runners are starting to use a little bit more energy. I formation, split left. Quick shot up the middle by the quarterback again. Doesn't quite get the gain he did last time. Collapsed by the north line on that.
He's going in there behind Tom McLean, and Patrick Mays picked up about 3 yards on it, maybe 2 yards.
About 2 yards, 2nd and 8 to 26-yard line. At least they're showing some gumption here. I mean, they're firing off the line. They're getting a little bit better momentum out of the backfield.
Well, they can start turning this thing around if they go in here and score this time.
Clark split wide right, wide left, I formation, hand off to Merrill, and he is dumped behind the line of scrimmage by number 56, Tom Tepe.
That one didn't
number 55.
That one didn't look right, Parker.
George Barker.
That one didn't look right from the start. There's something just didn't work there. I don't know where the defender come there or where it was around Elmer. A little bit of misdirection coming to this side, and it never got off of the blocks.
Looked kind of like the north line kind of collapsed.
Gabe Merrill is limping now too. Going up the line.
Limping seriously. I formation, split left.
Oh, nice fake
by
Lighty.
Right. Lighty gets pass off to Chris Ware. Nice pass to Ware down to the 15-yard line for another Castle first down.
Nice fake in there by Vince. Ware made run a nice pattern, good pass, good delivery, and another first down, Mike.
That's 5 first downs in this drive so far.
That's 4 more than we had the entire first half.
Obviously shows a little bit of energy. 1st and 10 on the 15. High formation. Clark out wide to the left. Hand off to Salpetre up the middle. Gets about 3-4 yards before he's collapsed on by the defense.
Get a little extracurricular activity here. So the referee throws a flag as we've got
Number
Gabe
55,
Merrill.
George Barker again.
We got Gabe Merrill in the middle of this, and several other Castle Knights will have to see now what they're going to do. Let's hope they don't try to eject some Castle players here.
Let's see what happens. They didn't see any flags on the play, and they're not calling anybody.
Yeah, they threw a flag in there immediately. Now, whether he's picked it up or not.
Nope, it's still on the ground. I see. It must have been in the middle of the pile.
Yeah, he run in there immediately. Now they're conferring out there at the middle. If Tom McLean comes to the sidelines, I don't think he was necessarily involved in that altercation. He tended to have an injury there. We saw him, although Keith Ryder's talking to him.
Merrill's still limping a bit. Problem when you get into a pile up like that is that somebody steps on somebody knees somebody accidentally. As you get a group of guys jumping on each other like that, somebody gets bent out of shape, especially when they're down the way Castle is. You know, it's easy for somebody's temper to flare.
Well, I'll tell you, this is no surprise to me the way this thing's gone tonight, that they're no, they are calling a
okay, they're sending somebody off the field. I believe
54.
It's either 54 or 64.
Which is Fox is walking to that's an unsportsmanlike conduct.
On Kenan Fox for North. And Merrill has also been sent off the field.
Now that's a lot bigger loss to us than it is to North. Matt Thomas goes in at fullback, but that takes away a lot of the dimension of coming to tailback to fullback that we had with Merrill.
Well, and Gabe was starting to show some signs of life and had a couple of good gains. And
leadership there too. Now Coach Lighty is out here conferring along with Coach Williamson and Coach Ryder to see why Gabe Merrill. Now on the other side, of course, Mike Wilson and Don LeDuc. Matter of fact, Don LeDuc is ushering off, as you can see on your picture there, Mike Wilson, and now he's talking to him.
Well, and you know, they're kind of curious, but as you saw, Jack, when they started to pull that pile apart, Merrill was one of the guys whose elbows were flying. Didn't care who he was after. He was after somebody, and Fox was exactly the same way. So basically all the referees can do at that point is who's moving the most seems to get the one tossed.
Well, you know, that might have also been a quick flag period. Maybe they should have just tried to settle this thing down and with some warnings or what have you. I hate to see kids ejected from either side over the first go-around. up to this point, it's not been a problem with any tempers flaring. This game's not out of control by any means.
No.
That was excessive as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and not seeing what's going on the interior line, we don't know how much pushing and shoving has been going on that may have led to that. Referees are still conferring, but they're bringing the ball up. 1st and 10 on the 15.
Well, let's see who it affects it the most. Does the Knights take up the slack more for Gabe Merrill's absent, or does North take up the slack for their player?
While they're conferring, we're going to take a quick break right now. Stay with us. We'll be right back for this play.
To Newburgh Cinemas and enjoy quality entertainment that's so close to home. It's the entertainment center in Warwick County. Newburgh Cinemas has been bringing you first-rate movies for over 18 years. Thursday through Monday, adults are just $3.75. Children and senior citizens only $2.50. Tuesday and Wednesday nights, all seats only $2.50, and free refills on a bucket of hot popcorn all the time.
Now playing The Fugitive and The Real McCoy. For more movie information, call 853-6661.
Attention, this message is for individuals presently involved with computer support at their place of business. Beginning September 21st, Pinnacle Computer Service is offering a Novell CNE training and testing program in Evansville. The Novell Certified Netware Engineer program helps individuals provide service and support for their Novell networks. This course will be given at Pinnacle Computer Services located in Evansville. Space is limited. Enroll today. For more information or to register for the Novell CNE training and testing program, call Pinnacle Computer Services in Evansville at 476-6662.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. High formation. Lighty hands off Salpietra, bounces off a tackle.
Yes.
Tony's round to the outside,
All
and
right.
he scores.
All right, Tony did a great job of moving in and then moving out with those quick feet that we've talked about all season on Tony. A different look. Now we've got another flag out here. Looks like it's been thrown in the direction of Jeff Elmer. I don't know what's going on now, Mike.
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see what this call is. It was a 15-yard gain by Tony for the touchdown.
Well, this is after the fact. It can't affect that touchdown at all. It has to be a dead ball foul. I don't know if it's a mouthing situation between the teams. And they're patting Jeff Elmer. He threw it right at Jeff Elmer's feet.
Right.
I don't know what transpired.
We'll have to see what the call is, because they're about to back it up from the 3. So obviously they're going to count the touchdown.
So
it's a 10-yard penalty.
15.
15.
Yeah, he's taking it back out to the 18-yard line. And he's saying unsportsmanlike conduct, and that's something that I've been around Coach Lighty a long time, and there's some players going to be in some big trouble on that one, because he really doesn't like that.
Well, and they're going to, let's hope they don't take him out of range.
Well, Tom's got this kind of a leg. There shouldn't be no problem there if everything's right.
There's the snap, the kick. It's up, and it is partially blocked, it appears. So the kick is no good.
I'm not sure, Mike, if that was blocked. I think he just hit it bad, and then now the Castle fans are upset that he got slammed to the ground after he kicked that ball, and that there should have been some another flag thrown here, but nothing happened. And Chris Ware's out there trying to talk to the official.
Well, Brandon Nossinger sitting there and just throwing his head back and forth, obviously upset over the non-call again. It's either been missed calls, non-calls, or off calls.
And we're home. You know.
Well,
you're not supposed to get treated this way in your own backyard, you know.
I'll tell you what, though, this is probably the liveliest that we've heard this Castle crowd so far this year. I think it's the first time they've noticed what's going on and go from there.
Well, sometimes this kind of thing will bring you back out of your shell, even as much as a good play. You know, get in here, lose a player, and Coach Ryder's down there talking to Jeff Elmer now on the side there. But maybe this will fire these guys up. They needed something.
They did. Nice drive by Castle to march down the field for the score. North still leads 14-6 with 8:22 left in the third quarter. Osborne to kick off. There's the kick. Kind of a squibber down the middle. Ball's bobbled a little bit.
Matt Tootin hit him, but he got away.
Picked up by North. And brought out to about the 27-yard line. Kick was recovered by Broach, number 25.
A little shoving down there again.
There's some jaw-jacking going on down there. These boys are talking trash, I'll tell you what.
And I'm not too sure the referees didn't precipitate this by the action they took. I think they jumped too quick when they didn't have a situation that was out of hand, and now it could very well go.
Well, and then you got to wonder with the first scuffle if they didn't jump in quick enough.
Well, that's
I formation, wide out both sides. Cupperson takes the handoff, drops back, fakes the pass, escapes one tackle, starts to run. He's up the middle, and he gets about a 5-yard gain on the play.
all right. Good job by Casey Jackson. Jeremy Johnson in there had his hands up, forced him to look the other way, and then of course the kid though had the sense to put it down and picked up 6 yards on the play, bring up 2nd and 6 or 4.
I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if that was intentionally a quarterback draw and got a little bit broken up because of the lack of offensive line blocking.
I think the defense solved that one.
I formation, split left, hand off to Neighbors. Neighbors around the left side, gets in through the seam, gets outside, gets up to the 41-yard line for a first down by North.
Brock Smith over there on the tackle along with Jay Bonnell coming up from safety and Eric Garrett moving out, but not before they got another 1st and 10.
Neighbors finds the seam, turns the speed on, and gets past those tacklers very well.
Well, we had an absence of an end over there for some reason. I don't know if we were out of alignment or what, but we didn't have the end over there in position.
Well, they've been trying to pull a few stunts because look at the gap up the middle right now. I formation, Cooper in motion to the left or to the right. Hand off to Neighbors in the middle, and he gets nowhere as he gets gang tackled by the right side of that line and the right side linebackers.
Yeah, he met with Vince Leidy, Patrick Mays getting up off the bottom, Casey Jackson, Tim Curry, the whole crew in there did a good job. Now,
definitely a group effort.
All we need now is another one of those, 2 more of those, and then get this football back.
They're crediting him with a 1-yard gain, making it 2nd and 9.
As you said earlier, that's liberal.
At the 42-yard line, 43-yard line. Split backfield, wide out to both sides. Cupperson, 2-step drop, fires.
All right, I'll credit some of that.
Way overshoots his receiver.
I'll credit some of that to Jeremy Johnson, the big 6'7" tackle over there had those hands up in the air, and that alters when you're 6'7" and you're a quarter facing a kid 6'7" and you're 5'11". That altered that throw a lot, and Patrick Mays was in on top of him also. So
definitely had to get it up, but it looked like Chanley also got held up on the right side by Jay Bonnell and kept that from being the sprint out that it was meant to be.
Well, that's what we got to do. It's, if we can't stop him, get those hands up there in front of him. And
Cupperson takes the snap, fires it out wide. Cooper was there, had a lot of real estate. Cupperson just threw it out a little bit too far for him to get underneath the ball.
Andy Southworth got turned around a little bit there, but again, the last series there, he's rushing these balls now a little more there. He's throwing that ball a little quicker than he did earlier, and I think that this defense is finally beginning to show some penetration on him and get in his face.
Well, you got to admit the defense got a little bit lucky on that because as wide open as Cooper was, if he'd have gotten that ball, that would have been another 6 points for North.
You also can credit the architect that built this field for the crest that we've got when you throw to this out pattern.
Makes it downhill. There's the snap. Punt by Wilson. Straight up, kind of angled. He's going to get a good roll out of it. Takes a northbound, starts to roll sideways. Gets down to about the 26-yard line where it's down by number 77, Casey Jackson.
We came out of that smelling like a rose. That came off the side of his foot and could have been the other way for us, but it was so far out that we didn't have an opportunity to field that one.
Well, it's one good defensive play with the hands in the face and one good lucky break by Cooper being overthrown there. Castle takes over the ball. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Casey Jackson's in at the right guard, replacing Tom McLean, who came off limping there a little bit.
Got a handoff and a reverse to
Chris Ware.
Chris Ware where he gets around to the outside and gets enough for the first down as he crosses the 40-yard line up to about the 43.
Again, some good interior blocking here on Patrick Mays, Casey Jackson, Ben Sturt, all out in front of him along with Matt Toon.
Well, Ware showed some good running there too. Getting around to the outside and trying to get outside of those tacklers.
Well, we look more like the Castle team, Mike, that we know that they are here now this last couple series.
First and 10 I formation, flanker, left, split left, hand off to Salpietra. Salpietra bounces off 2 tackles. He's going. He's around to the outside. He's down to the 30. He's got 1 player to get around, and he can't do it. He gets down to the 24-yard line.
Nice.
Tackle by number 40.
Now we got another flag over there, Mike. I think
potential face mask.
Well, I don't know. They're kind of, one guy's pointing at us. I don't know if he's saying that we did something after the run. They're waving the flags on down though, so it has to be potentially maybe a late hit or something over there. Because when Tony went down, he kind of got piled on there kind of early. But nice run, nice move by Salpetra. Now there's still this jury that's out as whether or not his sister could have turned that into a touchdown or not. But the Knights did pick up here a personal foul.
Penalty goes against North.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the North Huskies, and that takes us down to the 10-yard line. First and, well, actually it's 11, I should say.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line. Got a timeout by North, and we'll take.
All right, Mike, we're looking like the ball club that you and I saw last week, and that we know these kids are capable of playing. Maybe the wake-up calls worked inside there at halftime to this point. I like the looks of our intensity here. This line is doing a whole lot better job of coming off the ball and opening some holes. We're getting some real good running, especially out of Tony Salpetra. Of course, the loss of Merrill, they've got to compensate.
They do. And Matt Thomas seems to be doing a good job of staying in there and picking off a player or two as he comes off. The line's getting off a little bit better. They're
right.
Getting better speed and hitting their players first instead of tentatively waiting for them, standing up and getting pushed around the way they were in the first half.
But we're also
giving a difference.
We're also giving them a little different look in the line. We had Casey Jackson in there playing one of the guards for a while. You know, he's a big kid, 250 pounds. He's teamed up with Elmer, the 275-pound tackle. Of course, Patrick Mays has gone the whole way on this side. Patrick's got those good, quick feet as well as outstanding strength. And Ben Sturt over here with those good, quick feet. And that presents a little different look when you bring some different people in there.
First and 10 on the 11-yard line. High formation, flanker left, split left, hand off to Tony Salpietra up the middle. Drives those knees, pushes, gets up to about the 9-yard line.
Well, he's going in there behind, Tom McLean's back in there again. Did a nice job there. Matt Thomas run into his man and stood him up, but there was just too many white jerseys to move over on that side.
It's about a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 at the 9-yard line, 8-yard line. High formation, flanker left, split left. Lighty takes a snap, rolls to the right,
touchdown.
Nice fake, and he's in for the score. Vince Lighty on the fake and roll out to the right, scores.
Real nice fake to Tony. That I was watching the corner over there and the linebacker, and they both went for the fake over there, which opened that up, and Vince did a good job of getting it downfield and sticking his head into the last man to drive him across the goal line. Good drive by Castle, a lot more intensity, and now we're back in this ball game with 4 minutes and 43 seconds left here in the third period.
Got a better handle on the North defense, it appears, as if they're getting better blocks and getting better position right now.
Castle's taking a timeout. I'm sure that we'll probably end up looking at going for 2 here to try to make up for the missed extra point. Now we've got some momentum. I think that's a good call on Coach Lighty's part if he does this, because we've been controlling the line of scrimmage now, and we're getting back into the Castle ball game. We're playing some Castle football here, and it's a long ways from being over. But I really believe that they're wearing the North people down. They're beginning to show a little more immaturity, I think, out there, Mike, with the unsportsmanlike conducts and some of the things that they're doing, because they probably didn't expect to to see the ball club the second half that showed up. After the first half, they had it pretty much their way.
Well, and I'm sure North expected Castle to make a couple of adjustments, but not come out with this kind of energy.
Right.
And it's what we said they needed. They've got to come out. They've got to fire off the ball. They've got to fire off on the opposing players if they're going to get that kind of game.
I don't know what it is, but every time we play North, we're in for this type of game. It's happened historically for years and years.
Castle lines up for the 2-point conversion. High formation. Motion. Pitch out to Salpetre around the right side. And he does.
Oh, second effort.
He does. He makes it over the line.
Fantastic job. Fantastic job of taking a second dive in there. He was stopped.
Tony,
he had two people that stopped him and
kept the legs moving, got in there, was able to push across the line with every effort he had.
All 170 pounds of him ended up into that. Good job for Tony. Again, that's a type of effort that you have to have if you're going to win football games.
I just noticed something too, Jack, that the clock did not run off. It was 4:48 at the start of that play, and it did not move.
Oh.
So that's about 4 seconds Castle got as a freebie.
Clock doesn't move on a extra point.
Wouldn't if it was a 1 point. If it was a 1 point, but on a conversion, it's a play. I think it's supposed to run.
I'm not sure that that's a play. I don't know.
We'll have to check.
We'll check that out.
Score is now tied at 14-14 with 4:48 left to play in the third quarter. Castle showing some life and come back very, very strong on this.
And now we'll see how the kickoff team goes down the field. If they've got this same enthusiasm, this gets contagious, hopefully, and let's see if we can stop them down here and put them in a hole.
Osborne to kick off. Nice kickoff by Osborne. Deke Cooper to receive. He's at the 20. He bounces around to the left, gets up to the 25 where he's met by 3 different players.
Matt Toon, Eric Garrett, and Mihai, who we did not have a number for last week, Travis Mihai. And I'd say that this is contagious. Osborne's legs pumped up. We did a good job of covering the football. And now we're back to Castle football.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line for North. Castle starting to look a little bit more alive.
Hans Elliott's in at the linebacker in place of Vince Leidy. Of course, Vince has moved over to the other side of the ball.
High formation, wide left. Carperson hands off to Neighbors, and there's number
Casey
77,
Jackson,
Casey Jackson
in there. I think he's not pumped.
If you could tell.
We can look here on the monitor. These guys are now pumped up, and they're going to have to do this. And the only thing is, let's just hope that we take this as a season-long show here.
Well, it's the education they got at halftime that brought them out and let them take North to school in the second half.
Words of wisdom.
Polite words of wisdom. High formation, split out both sides. Carperson takes the snap. Fakes right, fakes left, rolls right. Passes downfield. Nice catch by number 90, Chris Whitner.
He found a seam on that one. Tim Curry comes up to make the stop along with Chris Ware, but
down to the 40-yard line for a first down for North.
He did a nice job of faking. He broke his pocket, came outside, broke containment, and delivered the football a lot like he did the first half. So let us hope that we can start getting a little more pressure back there.
1st and 10 at the 39 for North. I formation, wide left. Carperson pitches out to Neighbors. Neighbors moves around to the left side where he gets hit immediately by Eric Garrett. And it appears as if it's about a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, it's definitely a 2-yard loss. Jay Bonnell's over there with it. Also getting up off the bottom of the pile is Brock Smith. He did a nice job of pursuing out to take that. And I tell you, Tim Curry would have been in the middle of that if he could have just put his jersey back on after the guy grabbed his jersey. We maybe need to go to tearaway jerseys here.
I thought those were illegal now.
I don't know. We sure need some.
You can always manufacture your own.
I reckon.
2nd and 11. High formation, wide right. Carperson fakes the Neighbors. Rolls, plenty of time to throw. And there he is. He hits Winter again across the right side.
Found that seam again in between the deep zone that we're playing back here, and linebackers were dropping off, and he just found the zone, come across the middle, was wide open. We moved up and did a good job of tackling him, but not before he got a first down.
First down at about the 43-yard line for North.
We had no pressure on him at all. Absolutely no pressure on him at all.
Winter's coming across the middle. Linebackers aren't picking him up, and because the defensive backs are playing back so far, they're not keeping a good eye on him. Into the game, number 82, David Branch.
Right.
Hand off to Neighbors up the right side.
That's a little bit of a late flag, but it hopefully is against number 74 for the Huskies, because he picked his hand up and moved his shoulder. Of course, we don't have replay, but you could have definitely seen that. Casey Jackson says, he said it's on
illegal procedure against North.
That's on their tackle. He definitely moved and almost a full count ahead. I didn't know if we was going to get that call or not. So the Knights are going to back them up for 5 yards here.
Make it 1st and 15 on about the 49-yard line.
You know, they're running the quarterback out of the pocket. I think that's by design now. I think they're rolling that pocket for him to try to get some relief from the pressure that Johnson and Mays and Jackson's been applying. And he throws pretty well. Of course, he's rolling to his right, which is his natural side, but it's still...
He's got a nice arm. He's putting nice movement on the ball, nice motion, nice tight spiral. High formation, wide left. Carverson pitches out to Neighbors. Neighbors gets around to the left side. Tries to get around. There he's met again by Eric Garrett and Jeremy Johnson.
Jeremy did a nice job of staying with his pursuit. Patrick Mays was over. Jay Bonnell come up to help also. Jeremy got a block put on him, but he stayed with it and picked up his angle of pursuit to get in on the tackle.
Well, it appeared as if right across from Jeremy, that his blocker tended to push him towards the play rather than away from the play. Could not get a seal on him, get him back to the inside where Neighbors could get around to the outside. Nice pursuit all the way around. Garrett moving up to the line well to make the tackle.
Well, Eric's played a real super game going from side to side. He does a real nice job in there of scraping down and making a lot of tackles over there.
2nd and 14. Split backfield. Wide out to both sides. Cupperson drop back. 3-step drop. There's Cooper.
Yes.
And it's intercepted by Chris Ware. He ran into the referee. He's down the left side. He's cutting across the middle. He picks up one block. He picks up another block. He's headed for the corner. Nobody's going to touch him. Chris Ware for the touchdown.
Fantastic. I tell you, that's exactly, he did this kind of a move off of the kickoff against Balsey. This kid, when he gets into the open field, knows what to do with this football. Great field presence.
Great awareness.
Field presence there. You can't coach that.
No.
Now, he makes John Leidy and all these coaches look good on that kind of play, but you don't coach it. That's instinct. You've got to be born, basically, with that type of vision and to see that field.
And I don't want to say again that it was a lucky break, but with Cupperson rolling out to the right side, he had a tendency to have a little too much arm. Overthrew his receiver. Again, the receiver was wide open, but Ware had him back far enough.
Chris Ware had him in his pocket the whole way. He was watching that quarterback.
Kick is up and good by Tom Osborne. Score is now Castle 21, North 14 with 1:04 left in the 3rd period. Excellent play by Chris Ware to watch the pass. Ball was a little overthrown, but he was where he needed to be at the right time and had the field to go.
I'll tell you, Chris was looking that one all the way. He wasn't playing the man. He was playing the ball. You could see it as soon as it left the quarterback's hands. He was fully aware of where he wanted to go. He ran into a referee. The referee ran into him.
The referee wasn't aware of where he wanted to
go. But outstanding job of not only intercepting it, but a great broken field run.
The momentum's turned at halftime. It's obvious. North went into that locker room leading, confident, had definitely had the strength on the field at the time. And I don't know what Coach Leidy said to these guys at halftime, but I'll tell you what, it's certainly made a difference in these guys.
I have a feeling it wasn't a solo performance in there. I got a feeling that there was several coaches with some input with their various responsibilities.
Osborne to kick off. Gets a nice leg under it. Down to about the 10-yard line. It's Cooper on the... Bounces off around to the outside. And a nice tackle by number 14, Brian Heath. Heath came out of nowhere as Cooper bounced off one tackler. Heath picked him up and nailed him at that time.
Lee Spencer just picked him up, and he checks body parts as he walks back to the huddle. Good coverage. Used her head, broke down well to make the tackle. She said Brian Heath playing on these special teams, he's pumped too.
He is. It was a 19-yard return on the kickoff for Cooper. 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line.
Vince Lighty checks back in at the linebacker along with Eric Garrett at the other linebacker. Everybody else the same.
I formation, split to both sides. Carperson fakes the handoff right and left. Throws. Hits his receiver right in the numbers, and he can't hang on to it.
His feet went out from under him over there a little bit. Again, maybe your grass that you talked about last week, Mike.
The intended receiver was Matt Drutschke.
And out there on the defense was Eric Garrett rolling out to that side, and Brock Schmidt coming up for double coverage on him. But his feet just kind of slid out from under him. North quarterback doesn't throw the ball as well, which most quarterbacks don't, especially young quarterbacks rolling to the left, because that's a tough pass. You got to roll that shoulders and get your body turned.
He had good zip on that ball. That pass was catchable. I formation, split to both sides. Snap, option. Carperson takes the ball himself, hangs on, and only gets about a 2-yard gain.
Patrick Mays, Jeremy Johnson, and
Vince
Casey Jackson, Vince Lighty, all there to get a piece of him.
Only about a 2-yard gain. 3rd and 7 at the 30.
Depend on Suburban Tire of Newburgh, staffed with professionally trained ASE certified technicians for your automobile. With the purchase of a new set of tires, receive free mount, balance, stems, and even a car phone. Major and minor repairs or complete car service available. Look for additional monthly savings in the Evansville newspapers. Most major credit cards accepted, 90 days same as cash. That's Suburban Tire in the Old Bayer Plumbing Building on Highway 66 or call 853-6226.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the start of the 4th quarter. North on the offense. Carperson drops back, 3-step drop, fires over the middle. Tip by Cooper, another tip, and it was 3 tips on the play.
I thought volleyball was played during the week.
It almost was. First tip was by Cooper. Second tip was by Chandler after a defensive player touched it, and Cooper almost was able to get his hands on it. That could have been a really terrific play.
A lot of folks involved in that one. That was a good defense. Castle's going to get the ball back here. North will be forced to punt to start the 4th quarter as they're a little slow getting a man out there.
4th and 7 at the 31-yard line.
And our new 25-second clock says they're down to 12 seconds to do this.
Wilson to punt. Chris Ware back to receive around the 40-yard line. Snap. Nice punt by Wilson. Nice spiraling punt. Got good height on it. Takes a north bounce. And it's going to die right there at about the 36-yard line.
All right, the Knights now in good field position. Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Quarterback sneak, Lighty up the middle. Gets about a 4-yard gain.
Well, we missed a couple of plays there. Vince Lighty got picked up the first down just on the previous play with a quarterback bootleg play. The same play that he scored down there earlier on, as the Knights now are second and about 6 yards here.
At the 46-yard line.
Different football team this second half.
I formation, split right. Hand off to Bachman. Bachman up the right side, bounces off his blocker and a tackler, gets up to about the 37-yard line. Could be enough for a first down depending on where they mark forward progress. If we look at the referee in the middle, I think he's got it.
Yeah, that's not as bad a spot as we might have gotten. They've taken time out. Well, we've got time out here, Mike. A couple of things I want to bring up. They've formed a spirit club here. It's a football parents club, and each week they've been having a tailgate right over here on the north side of the stadium in the parking lot. Starts about 6 o'clock, and they're going to have another one of those prior to the Wrights game. They like to see a lot of people bring your own food and come out and get a chance to visit before the ball game, get a little bit of spirit coming into the ball game here.
It is an official's timeout as they are going for the measurement.
It is first down.
Yep.
Also, October the 15th, which is our last home game, and it'll be our last regular season telecast here against Wrights. There's going to be a chili supper for $3. All the chili you can eat. There's some plans potentially maybe to take that outside. You know, maybe you can talk the check writer in here to buying you a ticket.
Hey, that'd be nice.
He's come back up here again now, so.
Chili from the Big Cheese.
That's right. Maybe put cheese and onions on it.
Ooh, I won't have a girlfriend that night.
Well.
High formation, wide right, first down at the 45-yard line.
Fake to Mac Thomas.
Blighty takes the ball, hangs on to it after the fake, and gets out to about the 39-yard line.
Matt Thomas playing fullback in front of Bockelman now since Gabe Merrill's on the sidelines after being ejected. Matt's doing a nice job of blocking out there.
Nice job. Let me correct myself. It was down to the 34-yard line.
Matt had a real good game Monday night in the reserve game. You know, a lot of the fans may be interested in that. The reserves will play here again against the same North team on Monday at here at Castle. We'll talk about it here in a minute. 2nd
and 4, high formation. Hand off to Bockelman. Bockelman off the right side, off tackle, breaks one tackle, gets dumped at about the 26-yard line. A nice gain by Bockelman. Could call for another measurement.
Nope, he says.
Nope, it's definitely a first down.
First down. But you know, for if you really enjoy good football, the freshmen play here at 5 o'clock against North on Monday. The reserves play approximately about 7 o'clock here against North. Both of them undefeated. The freshmen 3-0 and the reserves 2-0.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. High formation, wide right. Blighty takes the snap, hands off to Bockelman again. Bockelman off guard on the right side, gets about 3 yards on the play. Tackled by number 69, Nathan Brooks.
Okay, we've got Sean Hume in there at, nope, I'm sorry.
Joe Patterson, number 66.
That's 58, that was Doug Hurt leading that play.
2nd and about 6. 22-yard line. High formation, wide right. Blighty drops back, quick 3-step drop, and it's intercepted by Neighbors in the end zone for a touchback.
That'll come back out to the 20-yard line. Vince just didn't have quite enough on the ball there. He had the receiver wide open there in the end zone.
Kareem was playing him very tight. The only place he could have gotten to him was over his head.
Top, yeah.
Neighbors played the ball very well, got up in front of it for the interception. Couldn't have played it any better.
Well, we'll see if this turns momentum back to North. Hopefully the Knights will be able to recover from this and get some intensity, get the ball back, and score again. We really need to score some more points in this game, Mike, to going into the Wrights game next week.
And we got to hope that that interception does not swing the momentum because there's still 7:53 left in the 4th quarter. Carperson takes it. It's a fake reverse. Neighbors gets around to the outside, gets past.
Oh, Andy Southworth doing a good job over there of not being fooled and staying home. Moved up to make that tackle after about a 3-yard pickup. Nice job over there by Southworth.
Nice.
That could have gone for big yardage had he been fooled.
It could have. He made a great play one-on-one to keep that in.
That's
about a 3-yard gain for 2nd and 7. About the 24-yard line.
North explosive. They've got people that can go either way outside to either direction.
And again, we want to thank our fearless leader for stopping by the booth and saying hi tonight.
Didn't even bring us any popcorn.
Nope. Handoff up the middle.
It's going to be close to the first down.
Tim Broach on the carry.
Hans Elliott steps up to make the tackle, but referee says no, that is a first down. Knights need to pick up the intensity a little bit here and stop them.
1st and 10 at the 30. That's 3 plays in a row that North's come off the ball well on.
You know, I noticed we have a new coach down on the sidelines tonight. I just recognized him here. Rodney Russell, who was probably one of the better out linebackers that ever wore the blue and gold, helping the coaches tonight.
High formation, wide left. Carperson, little dump off to Neighbors. Neighbors gets around the outside,
clip.
gets a nice block. Nope, and they're going to call it a clip.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, solid clip. Yeah, Eric Garrett.
Nice game by Neighbor.
Oh, that 75 showing some emotion there, but I mean, he just unloaded on Garrett's back. That was obvious that Helen Keller could have seen that one right in front of the official.
Big time. I got a feeling that number 75, John Ware, thought one of two things. Either he was within the 3-yard range of the ball where that's allowable, or he thought the guy spun around on him to expose his back to him.
I don't know.
Neither one of those calls are going to hold water.
No, I don't think, truthfully, he really would have to be in remedial classes to believe he was 3 yards because he'd already run 10. And I think he just wanted to make a play and thought, nobody'd see it.
Well, and
these are, again, like we talked about before, these are kids.
Yep.
These are 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. They make mistakes.
Well, it's not just the mistake thing. Sometimes you got to wonder if, they don't, when they see things from the college players and the pro players getting upset at calls like that, and feel if they make enough noise that, they can sway it. They're just not aware of that. They've moved it back a second time.
That's point of foul there. He might not have had enough yardage. He may have been taking that original from the line of scrimmage, and it does go from point of foul.
It's now back on the 10-yard line for a 1st and 30.
This gives those linemen a chance to pull their ears back and go.
Cupperson steps back, passes to Cooper, wide open on the right side. Cooper comes back in, gets about 4 more yards. Nice play. About a 28-yard gain on that play. They got most of that penalty back real quick on one play.
Nothing fancy on that one. They just run the man in the seam again in the zone out there, and Cupperson delivered the football to him.
Cupperson rolls to the right, takes that quick, short 3-step drop, fires out into the flat. Cooper knows how to run. I mean, you can't deny it. He's got. He also has good field awareness.
North has good skill people, Mike.
I formation, wide right.
First man.
Handoff to Tim Broach again. Into the middle of the line for about a 3 or 4 yard gain. I'm going to say it's about a 3-yard gain.
Vince Leidy, Casey Jackson, Patrick Mays getting up off the bottom. Jackson looks just a little bit shaken there for a second.
Gets the ball up to about the 34-yard line for a 3rd and 7.
I could kind of look for North to probably run that rollout play action type thing coming probably to this side of the field. He needs, 7 yards.
But they made up a lot of yardage in 2 plays. They could have been a lot deeper in the hole. I formation split to both sides.
Great
Cupperson fake.
Oh,
and there he is, Casey Jackson, as he comes through the line, untouched for the sack.
Casey Jackson just lowered his ears back and took off. Good place for that play.
He was virtually untouched as he came through the line because nobody certainly seemed to stop him. And that's exactly what Castle needed on that play to take the wind out of North's sails. Even after the penalty, North was able to come back with 3 strong plays, and that sack just deflated it.
You expect your seniors to come through. Casey Jackson's a senior co-captain, and that's what he's expected to do, and he did it.
4th and 16, Wilson to punt.
No pressure.
Nice punt. Clearly a good punt. Just the kind of thing you'd expect. Nice high spiral, nice hang time. Down to about the 21-yard line. A beautiful punt by Adam Wilson.
I'll tell you, the little bit of action out here in midfield again, squaring off. But as you said, that's his best punt of the night, no question about it. He kicked that over Ware's head.
Well, and as a former punter, he hit it right. He got the foot on it. He got the spiral, got the lift. The ball carried itself with a good hang time. They've been used to a short kick. They were playing it from that angle. It was to their advantage. 1st and 10 for Castle on the 25-yard line. I formation, split wide right and left. Handoff to
they shot a linebacker in there.
Number 69 came shooting through there at about a half a heartbeat. Matt Thomas took the handoff. Tackle was made by Nathan Brooks for North. Just same way Casey got through there, he got through there.
Yeah. Fortunately, not the same result. No gain on the play.
Got a lively crowd here tonight, too. Not quite the numbers we'd like to see, but definitely energetic. There's the snap. Here's the fake. Roll out again to the right. Leidy gets some good yardage on it.
He'll be close to his first down, depending on where the referee spots, and he's moving up.
He's driven out of bounds at the 37-yard line. It's going to take placement on this one to find out whether or not it's a first down.
I think he got it.
Officials calling for time.
Yep, he got it.
He got it.
Yeah.
First down, Castle.
If he'd asked me, I could have told him. We got a good vantage point up here. You know, there's only 17 people between us and that ball. We can see it all. Now the Knights...
we can see a lot of things better than they can tonight.
This is true. Yeah, this is true. I'm not going to comment on that. I got in trouble one time.
The only person we
Bachman's
get
back in at the tailback now, Mike.
high formation wide right. Salpietra in the slot. Hand off to Bachman. Right side off guard. Gets about 5 yards on the play.
Matt Thomas going in there behind Tom McLean to open that hole up.
Well, we got a pair of 78s going after each other. Jeff Elmer and Kerry Robinson seem to be doing a little bit of John there. So the referee stood and broke him up a bit.
Well, I think that Mr. Robinson, you know, is 270. Mr. Elmer's 275. That's a pretty good.
That's a pretty good matchup.
Pretty good trade-off there. Both of them just a handful of biscuits away from 300 pounds.
High formation wide right. Defense is a little jumpy. They're trying to pull him off.
They're showing blitz. Whitey may be changing signals here. I think he did as he come to the right side.
Bachman off to the right side. Quick handoff as he breaks around to the end. Gets a good gain there. About a 12-yard gain for a first down.
I got to believe Vince was checking off at the line of scrimmage when he read that blitz. They were coming with both linebackers. Don LeDuc likes to do that some, and he's been very successful over the years against us doing it. He'll gamble some on you, and that's one of the things I think probably that keeps North in the game defensively against us is that Don lives out here in Newburgh, has been involved with Castle for a lot of years, watching us and what have you. So he does a good job over with for Mike Wilson.
Tony Salpietra back at tailback. Chris Ware in the flanker. There's a snap, handoff to Salpietra on the right side.
Oh.
Tony squeezes through, tries to get past the linebacker and can't do it, but still ends up getting a nice 4-yard gain out of it.
You know, if young,
tackle made by number 65, Brad Ames.
You know, if young ball players watch these telecasts on Saturday morning instead of some of the cartoons, that's the perfect example of keeping your feet moving. Tony Salpietra is the guy to look at to watch that. He does an awfully good job of keeping those feet moving.
Officials marked it a little shy for a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6 at about the 46-yard line. Sorry, 41-yard line. Oh, Leidy takes the ball again around to the right side. Gets past one tackler. And gets the first down.
That's a first down.
First person to hit him was Andy Miller. Andy held on. John kind of dragged him a little. Vince trying to drag him a little bit, but
Vince is a strong boy. You know, as we said earlier, 6'1", 198 pounds. He's got an equipment problem right now with the mouthpiece. And his mother will appreciate it if he can keep his mouthpiece intact.
Especially after the dental work they paid for.
That's right, you know. Yeah.
You got to wonder sometimes because, you know, at this age, they think they're invincible.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah. Castle has...
got a North timeout.
Castle still has Patrick Mays and Ben Sturt at the tackles and Tom McLean and Jeff Elmer at on this side. Matt Toon's playing the end over there right now. One side, Johnny Clark's on the field at one of the wideouts.
Got a minute 28 left in the game with Castle leading 21-14. North has got really only one shot at that, and that's to hold this particular drive, force them to punt, and hope to God they can put together a couple of plays.
You know, I haven't been keeping track of the timeouts, but that's got to be at least more second one, doesn't it?
I think so.
It seemed like they took one out down here when we were driving there in the third period. So that will become a factor here with only a minute 23 seconds remaining. All we've got to do basically at this point out probably is just run the ball. We're in 4-down area, so.
Well, they've either got to do some driving, just keep grinding away, use up that clock as best as possible. North, on the other hand, has got to hope for either a turnover or to hold them, make them punt, and score a couple of quick plays.
Official takes a timeout, and I don't know, he's pushing his arm up and down. Yep. Can't see it there on the monitor, but I don't know what he's signaling for now.
55 was adjusting his shoe.
Okay.
High formation, wide right. Leidy hands off to Salpietra. Salpietra around to the right side.
Oh, there's a foul on, late hit.
No flag.
No flag, but
it definitely should have been a late hit. He was down on the ground when that guy came in.
Actually close to being a spear, too, which is even a worse hit than that. That's no excuse for a spear.
North takes their last time out.
That pretty much has to be their last time out, I think, Mike.
And with 1:10 left to play in the game.
Well, looks like Castle's pretty safe with this one at this point, but it certainly has not been an easy game, Mike. We didn't come prepared mentally to meet North.
No, I don't think so. I think the first half woke them up, obviously. And even with 1:10 left, Castle can't take it easy, as we remember the Chris Ware run back.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
Anything can happen. 1:10 left, so.
Well, I think the Knights, I'm sure, you know, Coach Leidy's out there telling, you know, we're going to hang on to the football and
protect it.
We're doing a lot more running with the quarterbacks now here at Castle, and we're not going to do anything stupid at this point. I don't believe. The only thing I think that these guys have got to do is build off of this for next week and just not let this happen again. They play that way the first half next week against Wrights, and they'll be in a hole that they'll never recover from.
High formation, wide right. Chris Ware sending Toon to the left. There's a snap. Oh, Leidy hangs onto the ball again. He's right up the right side. As the North line bites into that. And he gets about a 7-yard gain on that. It's going to be close. Nope, he's saying it's a first down.
Well, that's
First and 10 for Castle on the 22-yard line.
We're down under a minute now, with 59.9 seconds on our new scoreboard that shows off the tenths.
And as they start the clock back up, Castle can just take their time if they want to, with no timeouts remaining and a first down.
Well, that's one of the things here that we've got an advantage with this new 25-second clock. Vince Leidy just goes straight ahead, and Doug Hurt's about to take 40 into the end zone with a nice block. But, you know, one of the things, and Vince didn't quite use it there, and I'm sure that's one of the things they probably will discuss. When you've got that 25-second clock and you're standing up line of scrimmage, you don't have to guess where you're at in this thing, and you can stand there for a little bit and take your count down to burn off some time. And I'm sure that's something we'll start doing as the season moves on.
There's about a 6-second difference between the 25-second clock and the scoreboard clock, signaling the end of the game. It's a long I formation. Leidy downs the ball.
Whoa, there's a flag.
Oops, that's unnecessary.
Somebody's going to get that. Jeff Elmer's had all he can handle on this.
And
I'll tell you what, boy, he went after his quarterback. And
whoa, we got the coaches involved in it. This is really going to open up.
Trying to get it separated there. Of course, Jeff lost his head a little bit here, which